What's going on, YouTube world? It's the boy with the Pampers and the Toys, Al, recording from blue turquoise historical sky paradise. And please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and your enemies. And also check out my Twitter and Instagram pages called the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. I do upload frequently, and the content I do have that I present on my channel on here, I do upload to Instagram pictures and sometimes reels and stuff. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about Across the Spider-Verse action figures. Not all of them. I only have four. Money's real tight right now, but I'll get to the rest of them. I got four of them I'm gonna talk about today. And again, I've let you know, friends, that I'm actually have the action figures out of package to save time on everything, because I know sometimes them straps can just pop your fingers and you be like, you don't want a moment where it's like numb, of quiet time. So today we're going to be talking about Miles Morales, as you can see, and we're going to be talking about Spider-Gwen as well. And next we're going to be talking about Jessica Drew, which I would have never known that was Jessica Drew. I thought it was somebody else, and I'll get to that in a minute. And we're going to be talking about Cyborg Spider-Woman, which I never knew there was a woman. But we're going to get into some things. Alright, so first we're going to be talking about Miles Morales. So before I talk about his character and what I feel about the detail, let me just say this. This is on a respectful note, because a lot of people don't like it that Miles Morales is the new Spider-Man. Traditionally, this is what I'm glad that Marvel did. I'm scratching my back on this when I say this. I'm saying this genuinely and passionately as a Marvel fan, a toy collector. I appreciate them allowing Peter Parker to actually still be the Spider-Man, the jewel in the series, and he's passing down the torch to Miles Morales, but he still is a jewel in the series, meaning that, you're going to have to retire one day and somebody's going to move on. So respectfully, it's just like Batman Beyond. I not really big on future type cartoons and movies, but what I respected about Batman Beyond is that they pay homage to Bruce Wayne. And as you can see, I got the whole series. Well, not see, but I got the whole series on Blu-ray or DVD, one of them two. So the new guy, I can't think of his name. Bruce Wayne got old. He got old. Like, I'm tough. Got my sleep up. So he's got old, and he had to pass the torch down to a younger guy who has the speed, agility, and all of that. So this kind of is the same thing with Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. I think this is actually Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. I have not saw the actual second movie, but the first one I have on DVD. And what I could say is that, okay, on the first movie they had Miles, they introduced Peter Parker from another dimension. It's it's Into the Spider-Verse. So everybody came from somewhere different. Gwen Stacy, which they just call her Gwen, and the other characters. There was a little doll character, and I actually do have a Spider Gwen that I'm gonna talk about that's older, came from that series as well. I'll talk about her down the road. She's not gonna be in this video, but they paid homage to who I grew up on, Peter Parker in the '90s, and that makes me feel very good. So I thought the first movie was phenomenal. I thought it was a great movie, and it exceeded the expectations of everything. So I haven't saw the second movie, Chris. I'm definitely, when I do talk about the other characters, by that time I will have watched the movie. So I need to go watch it. I just need to go watch it. So with that being said, these not characters, but this figure's too skinny for me. He really is. I'm a big Miles Morales fan, and I know, like, they changed, like, some of the characters. Well, we'll get to some things on one of the characters, and that doesn't make sense. Like, again, I talked about April O'Neil on one of the Ninja Turtle cartoons in the mid 2000s. They had her African American. It didn't make sense. I could see if they still had April O'Neil in there. We just know April O'Neil's a yellow suit character, and you know, with red hair, with white boots. But they could have still had April in there and her pass the torch down to a news reporter, an African American female. That's what I mean. Now, you know, I'll ramble a little bit, so I'm talking outside the subject, but like The Little Mermaid, I liked it. I haven't saw the movie yet, but I saw pretty much. I go by Rotten Tomato reviews. Rotten Tomatoes pretty accurate. They act like Rotten Tomatoes is like me. They get down to the core of things. So, you know, I get it. They want to do something different. I mean, it's not really me backpedaling a little bit. I still haven't saw the Little Mermaid movie. I need to watch it. But let's not talk about that right now. I did not ramble. But we'll get to the thing. So, this figure right here, he's pretty much too skinny. I do not like it. If he falls, if I was to drop him right now, he's gonna break. Something of him's gonna break. I know that Miles is skinny in a cartoon, but they could have made him just a little bit more meaty for the action figure, just a little bit more, because he's just too thin. But I do like the flexibility of the character. I'd rather have Miles Morales. He does come with two fists. I mean, two sets of hands. So I'm gonna use the spider web hands, and well, maybe. Okay, I did it wrong. I always do that with these extra. Look, I almost dropped them and broke them in half. Sick, look at me. Look at me, dramatic. So let's go ahead and switch his hands out because we need him web slinging hands. All right. So here is Miles Morales. There's the mask that he has on. Articulation-wise, the head moves up and down. The chest pops back and forth. It doesn't look like a regular Marvel Legends figure. It looks pretty much taller than an actual Marvel Legends figure. But they're being accurate about the movie, so I do understand that. But let me change out the head. Let me change out the head real quick because I'd rather for him to show. Miles, I think he's African American and Spanish mixed. So, and I only brought that up for a reason because I love I love diversity when it comes to new things, introducing new things and all of that. But they pay homage to Peter Parker in this cartoon, this movie. So I like that. So here's what he looks like with his actual unmasked head sculpt. That's what I'm going to keep on him. And as you can see, he got the web slinging hands. Not really too much bad to say about him. Very poseable, but let me see if he stands up. That's the deal breaker for me. He stands up pretty perfect. He's pretty cool. I'm just disappointed a little bit in just him being that skinny action figure wise, but I understood why they did it. So I just wanted him to have a little bit more meat on him so that he could be, because if you drop him, buddy, he's breaking in half. Maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, all of that, but the articulation is great on this figure. So I'm gonna give this figure a 9 point. I'm only taking points off because basically, like, he's just too thin. I'll give him a 9.7 out of 10. A lot of people are staying away from these figures, but I'm not. I'm not at all because I do like that cartoon. So moving on. Who should I talk about first? I don't know that order. Let's talk about Spider-Gwen. Let's talk about Spider-Gwen. I like her. The last figure that I reviewed was an older looking version of her with the headband, and I was not too fond of that figure. That figure broke in half on me on my video. You could probably see it on one of my older videos I did a couple months ago. And this figure is the same way. She's too thin. And I think she's a beautiful figure. Very feminine looking, very feminine. I love the haircut that they gave her on the side for the cartoon. And I would have loved for them to have another. For you to pay $25 for these figures, they should have a second head sculpt at least for her and Miles. I'm gonna backpedal and say Miles too. So this right here, as you can see, she's looks like she could be posable. And she does have her head sculpt, her head swap. I'm gonna change that out to show you. Well, you would have to be really good at posing these. Well, look, see, I like that. She's just standing up by herself. I didn't do anything else, so this is a plus for me. But I just think she's too thin. Articulation wise, they did a good job on that. Um, if she's like a web slinger or some type of, something like that to that degree. And she does come with two sets of hands. And Gwen's more on the fearless side of things, so I'm going to just basically take that web slinging hand off. That's where the other hand looks like this. So as you can see, I'm glad I fixed my lightning. So with that being said, she looks good. I mean, the face sculpt is really well detailed. I love it about her. And let's change her head out, but I'm going to keep her human head on. I'm a big fan of, the human hood. So this is what she looks like with the actual, I may keep this on her. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But this head sculpt looks good as well. But I do like her unmasked. I do have an extra figure, but that's for the wall when I get some room to put it on. So I may just probably like well, hold on now. Okay, let me see. Can I get this head back on her? Yep. Okay, it pops right back on. So I'm gonna take points off. I like the figure's beautiful, but it's too skinny. She's thin, just like Miles. Like they're skinny people. I mean, hey, ain't nothing wrong being skinny. I remember my days when I was skinny. I remember the days. So I would definitely not gonna. I'm gonna give her a 9.7 out of a 10 as well too. I took points off for the size, but other than that, the figure looks good, and she came from another dimension too. She was a great female side protagonist as well too with Miles. So she played a good part in that. I said Miles into the story, into the Spider-Verse, the movie that I own on DVD. I'm probably gonna buy Across the Spider-Verse on DVD when it comes out next month. Movies have been coming out really quick on DVD. I just know I'll be trying to have the time to watch it. Now Peacock may have some movies that's in theaters already on Peacock, because you pay like $10. They told me $5, but they charging me $10. But I'm gonna keep it because there's certain TV shows, and I do watch the WWE Network at times when I have the time. So moving on, you got there's your Spider-Gwen, and you got your Miles Morales. Okay, so next, this right here is gonna be controversy to me. Okay, so if there was no name on the package, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you who I would think this character is, and I think a lot of people around the world would agree with me. And on top of that, she doesn't stand well. Hold on. She got them female boots on, so Mama's not standing. This is Jessica Drew. Look at her real close. Jessica Drew. I have not seen her play out in the new Spider-Man movie, so I don't really know what her origins in this movie is, but I know I know who Jessica Drew is, and I'm going to give you some backstory of Jessica Drew, and this is not Jessica Drew. It's nothing about the race at all, because me being what I'm labeled as on paper, African American, and I'm saying that with love. Okay, again, we talked about Miles Morales, but Peter Parker's still in the picture. So they pay homage to Peter Parker by letting him pass down the torch to basically, Miles. So again, with Batman Beyond, I know it's two Caucasian males. Either or, we're not gonna look at it as a factor because anybody could have been Bruce Wayne, but you gotta look at the dynamics. They paid homage to Bruce Wayne by being an older man, and I think the same voice actor who was in the Gotham City one earlier in the '90s played as him, the one who passed away. God rest his soul. I can't think of his name. But anyways, so with this Jessica Drew right here, I think she's a beautiful figure, but she looks like Misty Knight. She looks like Misty Knight. If you know who, Google Misty Knight, a Marvel character who lost her arm, and she became a detective and a fighter. She was good at hand-to-hand combat. She had a big curly hair. We're not gonna say this is a fro. So people, when you look at the hair, it doesn't always have to be a fro. This could just be curly hair. But if you want to call it a fro, fine. Nothing hating about that at all. But Jessica Drew was Spider-Woman in the comic book series. And Jessica Drew, she got sick from radiation, and her dad had injected, who was he was a high-profile scientist at some company. He was one of the good guys there. Good guys and good girls finish last. Evil runs the world. Anyways, so basically he injected her with something to put her in hibernation for a long time. Her aging process slowed down. Her mother was deleted by a werewolf attack, and her dad was deleted by his friend, who he thought was a friend. You gotta watch your friends these days, y'all. Watch them. And he was deleted by him, and she found out about it. She ended up getting out of that hibernation quarantine and ended up venturing off, found out what, she discovered her powers were slowly a Spider-Woman. And, Hydra had found her, and she started working for Hydra. Hydra was, they're evil, so they would brainwash her, wipe her memory, and then it comes back. She was like a bounty hunter, finding the Thing, being from Fantastic Four, and, she had a lot of battles on her hand as time went on. And we knew Jessica Drew as being a Caucasian woman, or she could have crossed, you would never know if she was a Hispanic woman, but in the comic book, they said she was Caucasian. So she ended up becoming good, and, they wanted her to join the Avengers, but she declined it, and, did her own thing as a detective. And in some of the comic books, she passed the torch down to younger Spider-Women. See, come on now, Spider-Women. Now, the younger Spider-Woman could have been African American that she passed the torch down to, but people got to understand. I mean, not people, but I guess I get it. They want diversity of characters, but you got to be very, very cautious about a Marvel character who people like, who loved and adore, that they can't make this into, okay, well, we all awoke. We are naturally awoke. We just have to find the woke. So with this character, they made her, I guess, this is defining the black woman with a big rear end and a thick woman. Not defining the character in a negative way, because I think the character is beautiful. But she looks like Misty Knight. The colors, I don't know if they were trying to do that. And I agree with some of my fellow YouTubers. She do look like a woman on the bus stop. She doesn't look like Spider-Woman. So I don't know why this character, they call her Jessica Drew. She could have been somebody new they introduced and still would have had Jessica Drew in, in the movie, but she could have been somebody else. I would have rather for them to say, this is Misty Knight. And Misty Knight, I don't think she was ever in the Spider-Man world or anything like that. She's Marvel, but this looks like Misty Knight with a human arm. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like no Jessica Drew to me. And strategically, they try to throw it in there. This is Jessica Drew. I haven't watched the movie yet, and I want to watch it real soon, just to give my take on everything. The figure is beautiful. she's gorgeous. Hands down, this is a beautiful figure. But this just not Jessica Drew, in my opinion. So they could have just at least made her this figure into like a news reporter, or maybe Miles' auntie. Maybe, no, I'm not gonna say auntie because that's being too aggressive. Let's just say this could have been like a woman who knew something that was going on with the whatever. I haven't watched the movie, and she wants to help Peter Parker, Miles, and Peter Parker and Gwen out. So it's not the figure that I have a problem with. It's just that they got this as Jessica Drew. This is not Jessica Drew. They should have did a little damage, not damage control, but they should have basically brought Jessica Drew back and made her into a new Marvel character. That would have been a more respectful way and made everybody like the possibility of this beautiful African American woman being in the movie. And that's just my opinion. My opinion does not matter at all. I think Marvel just traditionally needs to really think before they do stuff, because y'all came up with these characters and they're still diehard characters. It might not be characters that you like and everything, but these are characters that have a loyal fan base that we don't know about. You know, you gotta look at cosplay, Comic-Con, all of that. I mean, that's a lot of money and revenue. So that I see that it did hurt a lot of people's feelings that Jessica Drew was an African American woman. I don't think it's necessarily because she was an African American woman. It's just that they don't feel like this is Jessica Drew, the Jessica Drew they know. So respectfully, I have to agree with that. But again, let's backpedal a little bit on Little Mermaid, because it's the same kind of controversy. The Little Mermaid movie was good. I liked it. I think Haley did a good job. But this is about Marvel. It's not about Disney. I'm just speaking of the race factor, because female, African American, and people's opinions about things. So let's get to the figure. Let's see. She comes with 2 sets of hands, and so she got flat hands right here. She don't have any hands that she can grip anything on, because Jessica Drew really doesn't need any. How can I say it? She doesn't really need any type of weapons, I guess, in the movie. I don't know how they created her character, the way they created it, but they created it. So, okay. So there's her 2 fists. I got her holding 2 fists so she can be well, not an angry woman, angry black woman, but you know, she can defend herself. I like this, that they got this pouch thing on her. I don't know what she has in the movie that's inside of there. I don't know if she can, you know, I don't know. I gotta watch the movie. The hair is pretty big, so you gotta be careful with her head, because her head can come off real easy. She does have her glasses. It looks like the glasses you can actually remove off her face. And I was thinking of maybe buying another Jessica. I got a Jessica Drew for the wall, but I'm buying another Jessica Drew without the glasses. So, you know, really, I could put her on one of the Marvel bodies if her head could fit on it and make her into a Misty Knight character. But, you know, they said it says Jessica Drew. So, as you can see, she's a very well curvy girl. Very curvy. Extremely curvy. With this new Me Too movement, respectfully, I get it. But I'd rather have some edge, just a little tiny bit of edge on the female characters, because I feel like women can express their femininity. There's nothing wrong with it. They let everybody else express their femininity. Why can't women? So it's like, I'm not saying she got to wear a bikini or anything, but she should be able to express the more central part of her. So I just feel like the jacket was a little bit too much. But I get it. You know, it's a kid's movie. So, she can't stand up, so that's not a plus for me. I don't like that at all. She can't stand up at all. So, it's not really nothing. I'm not, you know, it's not I'm saying this character's not special, but it just kind of hits my nerves that they said this is Jessica Drew. So, but I do like her outfit. I do like the colors. The colors do stand out, but it's just not my Jessica Drew for me. But I'm only going to take points off because I feel like the figure, not that it's, she can't stand up, so I'm going to give her a 9.5 7 out of 10 too. I'm taking points off because she can't stand up. I'm not taking points off for her because she African American and she should have played Jessica Drew. That defeats the purpose. I could just make her into another character and nobody would never know. So last but not least, let's talk about Cyborg Spider-Woman. And I have a whole lot to say about Cyborg Spider-Woman. Indeed, I do. So we're in a new age where I'm not gonna go deep in because this is a video, you know, intended for the adult toy collector. It's my videos. If kids watch it, they watch it at their own risk, respectfully. I don't do them in the videos that disrespect kids or anything. But my videos are intended for the adult toy collector YouTube. So let's talk about some grown-up things. So we in a new age where, you know, you have the look of the man, the beard, and the dress. Fine. Because I'm in this life as well too. But I am who I am. And it's not changing about that. But I feel like when I look at this figure right here, this doesn't look like a female to me. It don't have any type of femininity to it. It's a cyborg, I get it. Maybe it's because of the computer that's stored to her has a Alexa voice. You know, something like that to a degree. Respectfully, Alexa. And the figure is cool, it's dope. I like it. But for $50, 50 plus bucks, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And this is one of the characters that's in the Across the Spider-Verse movie. I don't know if this character's evil or if she's good. You know, looking at the chest area, I guess they expect you to say, okay, she has boobs. But it looks like a buff cyborg to me. I like the figure. There's nothing hideous about this figure. This is going to be a figure hard to find. If they don't sell enough of these Marvel Legends, if the other ones don't sell, this one will sell right here. Definitely. I don't think it's worth $50, but it is what it is. Like you can see the gun on here, the machine gun. I think this is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Got the spike little shield thing, shoulder pad, the chains wrapped around her. She's very poseable. I have nothing bad to say about that. But I just don't see nothing feminine about this at all. Not even a switch of femininity. What else can I say? Articulation wise, this figure is pretty good. The head is pretty small, but it is a cyborg, so you can't beat that. But other than that, I like the figure. This is the first time. I guess these supposed to be boots under her. I don't know. Like heel boots. I guess you're supposed to think this is supposed to be some. I don't know. Don't get me lying. But no, basically this figure is she looks good as a masculine figure. You know, she's just a machine. So it's not really too much to say, but I do like this gun. This gun stood out to me. I love that gun. Look at that. Come on now. You can't beat that. But it's not worth $50. The figure should have been like probably 30. I give it $39.99 at the most, but not no $49.99, no $55. This wasn't worth it. But I'm gonna give this figure a 10 out of 10. I like it. It's actually one of my favorite figures in the series. Now, when I do purchase the other figures, I'll talk about Across the Spider-Verse and give my opinion about it. I just ain't had time to watch it. I just watched Into the Spider-Verse. So, definitely, that is a plus for me. So, with that being said, let's let her hang with her sister. Sisters are doing it for themselves. It's not my song. Just like you know. Mal stands up pretty well. Because of just 4 figures that I talked about today. And Spider-Gwen. She's going to be next to the male protagonist. Let's turn girl around. Okay. Come on, Spider-Gwen. You got these chucks on. Oops. Jessica fell on her hips. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, gang. I just really feel like if I pay all this money for these figures, they should stand up. But Mama right here ain't gonna stand up. Okay. I would like to thank all my new friends for subscribing to my channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, your enemies. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. I do upload frequently. And thank you for all the love and support. Everyone, have a good day. I will say get these figures out of your collection. A lot of people don't really want them. But at least I got mine, because in years to come, y'all going to be looking for these.